All right. So I am. I just want to talk about how I'm realizing, even though I should have realized it a lot longer, because I know people are gonna probably think like, oh, this guy is just figuring that out now, like obviously, but I'm realizing that not everyone is a good person. Not everyone is a good person, but because here's the thing is that it's very exhausting when you realize that not everyone is a good person is because you're always no not always but from my experience you're usually disappointed. Okay, when I meet somebody, okay, but by the way, for the record, I'm not really one to initiate conversations anymore. Before I did, okay, before I was always the one to talk to people, the one, because even as an introverted person, I I like having conversations with people, like actual conversation, not just like small talk, but conversation, getting to know the person, getting to know what they think, their thoughts, etc. Like I like having those types of conversations, getting to know the person in a very deeper level. Like I like having deep conversations. But um, you know, I I'm always trying to initiate those types of conversations. Like I try to build up, like I try to initiate, build up to have those, like, I try to initiate getting to know somebody in simple terms. I try to try I go sometimes I go up to people, try to get to know them, right? But then you for some reason, I don't know, like people just don't like talking to me. Okay, maybe the way I look, I don't know. Maybe attraction or attractiveness does play a part. I don't know. Maybe I'm not like the most attractive person to talk to, and I don't know. But or maybe just my energy. I don't know. But I don't really initiate conversations anymore. But when people try to initiate a conversation with me, I will always be open to talk to them. Okay. I'm always open to talk to people, getting to know people. I'm always open. Like even as an introverted guy, like I still like having conversations with people. Okay, I like talking or hearing them. Okay, like I like asking them questions, getting to know them. Right, I like getting to know people. But here's the thing: is that I every single time I meet people, like I said, but when I meet people, people are usually like, when people come up to me. But whatever, when I meet people, I've always I always give them an opportunity to prove that they are a good person. Okay, like I do it subconsciously. I don't do it like intentionally. Like, oh, I'm gonna put them to test. No, like like obviously, like you're doing analytics, observing people. Like you ask people like questions, you get off their energy, like whatever you like. What you usually do when you're meeting people, like you get off their energy, right? And then you always give them this opportunity to prove that they are a good person, right? As you normally do. Like you try to see if this person is a good person, all right? And you're always, not always, but you're usually disappointed when that happens, right? Like for some reason, you just realize that not everyone is a good person, but they just act like it, right? Like for some reason, it just feels fake, and that's for me. Like I understand, like I'm flawed, like I'm not perfect. Okay, I'm not better than a lot of these people. Okay, but I think I have the right to just be friends or be associated with whoever I want to be associated with. So if somebody gives me some odd feeling, I'm just not going to be associated with you, and I think I have the right to do that. But I think everyone has the right to do that. But for some reason, people just they give me this odd feeling, and it just wants me to steer away from them. Okay, but the thing that really bugs me the most, and this is actually the point of why I'm making this video, is when you realize that your people that you thought, people that were special to you or close with you, your friends, people that you had friendships, or people that were in relationships with, etc. Like people that you were close with, friends, family, um, you know, you start to realize that some of these people are just not good people. And like I said, I've always had this approach where I'm always assuming, and I still would, okay, even though it is very exhausting to have this approach when it comes to people, because from my experience, I'm usually disappointed. But I'm still going to have this approach that I'm always going to assume that someone is a good person until they disappoint me. But when people that you're close with, it sucks when you realize that you just don't want to be associated with these people anymore. And that's the one that kind of hurts. And that's, and I know it's very immature to like just realize this now. Like, oh, this guy just realized it now. Like, oh, I've realized it long ago. Okay, I get it. Like, I'm just realizing now. I'm late realizing it that not everyone is a good person. But you have to come from, but with these people, okay, the reason why I'm making this video is because there's a certain amount of people that I'm kind of starting to realize that I just don't really want to be associated with these people anymore. And I still have my friends, I still have my group, right? But there's some people that are like outside of your main group, if that makes sense. Like, you have your main group of people, and there's just some like outliers that you're still like somewhat close with. Okay, like you have your like actual people like who are like around you, but then there's people on the little outside, if you know what I mean. So I'm talking about those people usually. Okay, those are usually the people, because I'm very selective with my people, but these are the people that generally talking about right now. So these people, these outliers, I don't know. Okay, that's not a good name, but you know what I mean. These outliers, um, you're starting to realize that these people are just not. I wouldn't say good. Like, they could be good in their own way. Like, everybody has different perspectives of things. Like, I might think that they're not good, but they probably think they're good. You know what I mean? Like, people have different perspectives on things. I might be wrong, right? So that's the nuance of things. So, but it's the big disappointment when you're in these situations, because like when I was talking about how I always um, assume that everyone is a good person until they disappoint me. Okay, usually from generally, I'm always giving people, okay, if they disappoint me once, I don't want to associate with these people anymore. But it's with certain amounts of people that you keep forgiving them, but they keep disappointing you every single time. Okay, you forgive them once, disappointment. You forgive them again, disappointment. Right? And those are the things that makes it very hard. Okay. That's the one that makes it a lot worse. And that's when I realized, like, some people are really just not for you, I guess. Like, some people are just not your types of people anymore. And like I said, I'm probably late to thinking this way, right? And you probably can disagree with me having this approach with people. Like, I'm assuming that everyone is a good person, okay? Like, I might be, it might I might face the backlash, or that might backfire against me. I really I couldn't care less. Whatever, I'll take whatever. Okay, I still think that people deserve an opportunity to prove that they are a good person, but you know, it's just, it sucks when you realize that not everyone is a good person. Okay, it kind of sucks when you just, it's very rare to find your people. And the one point that I want to make is that is very lonely. it's very lonely when you don't find the people that you want to surround yourself with. See, like when I was talking about I have my group of people, like at this point in our lives, we are spread out. We are doing our own things. We have our own paths, friends, family, whatever. Everybody is doing their own thing. You know, we're at that stage in our lives where everybody is trying to focus, they're trying to grind, you know, doing whatever. Okay? So now when you're on your own, you're trying to venture out their horizons of meeting people, right? And when you meet a bunch of people, you realize that you don't really like hanging out with a lot of these people, right? Like some people that you find on social media, some people that you find in the classroom, work, the gym, whatever. Like, I'm not saying this specifically, okay? I'm just saying this in a general, um, in a general matter. But when you meet people, it sucks when you just don't find good people. What I mean by good, I mean like your people, like good people, like people that you want to surround yourself with. That's what I mean good. Like obviously, if they're bad people, why do you want to surround yourself with bad people? Like you know what I mean. So what I mean by good, like I say, people that you want to be around with. So it's very lonely when you don't find people, and it's lonely, and that's the thing that's very frustrating, and it sucks. It's very saddening. Like it makes you sad and exhausted because you get disappointed a lot. It is very tiring. But the reason why I want to have this approach is because I just think it's the right thing to do. You know, because I don't think the reason why I'm doing this because for one, I don't think I am a perfect person. Okay, I'm just someone who's trying to do good, who's trying to be good, who's trying to be a good person. And I just think that giving people the opportunity to prove that they are a good person, I think that that makes me who that allows me to be whoever I want to be. And people might disagree, and I get it. People might think that whatever I'm thinking is like, oh, this guy's trying to be like a hero or something. Whatever it is, you can say whatever you want. Okay, but the fact of the matter is that you start to realize that not everyone is a good person. And with that approach, that one's a hard approach because you're always going to be disappointed. But I think it's worth the disappointment when you meet these good people. Like I think it's worth being disappointed with 10 people if you are able to find this one person that is good. Cuz people are rare. People that you like, people that you want to keep close to you, it's very rare to have these selective people. And I think that being filled with, not filled, but being disappointed usually, I think it's worth being disappointed usually if it allows you to just meet this one person who approaches me. Okay? Like I said, I'm very exhausted approaching people. I don't really like approaching people anymore. Um, you know, like I understand the flaws of it because obviously like not everyone's going to approach you. But what I mean by approach, I mean like for some reason the world, you just meet people, like unexpectedly. Like for some reason, people like ask you like, "Hey, can I work in with you?" Or somebody says like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I bumped into you. You guys fall like a meet cute type of thing." You know what I mean? Like, you guys just for some reason it just happens. You guys just meet people. Like nobody really initiates it. It just happens. So that's what I mean. Like when people approach me, like I don't mean like they literally come up to me. Like I mean like what I mean is, like, two people just meet, like initiate a they don't initiate anything between these two people. They just meet, right? Like they literally just meet. Like it's like your teacher. Like if your teacher was telling um, the class to, like, okay, sit, tell the person next to you, introduce yourself. You know what I mean? Like you guys don't really initiate anything. Your teacher did, but imagine the teacher just being the world, just being life. Like life just initiates two people to meet and tell each other to meet each other. You know what I mean? But and like I said, I understand how that's kind of flawed. Okay, I understand that you're always like with my mindset, you're always going to be filled with disappointment, right? Because not everyone is a good person. But I truly think that it's worth meeting this one person. So, yeah, that's my approach. And I don't know, share your thoughts. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't disagree. Why don't you disagree? You know, I want to know from I want to hear from people. You know, that's why I really make a lot of these videos, is because I want to hear from people. Okay, and I don't really like this. I don't really like going on TikTok